Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, hello, my name is Bree, and today I am going to be talking to you guys about my process in transferring schools, from applying to housing to meal plans to finding friends, finding roommates, all of that. I'm going to talk about it in this video, so if you guys are interested, then keep watching. Okay, where do I start? So I want to say like 2 years ago I came out with a video pretty much about my process in like going into a community college. So if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll tell you guys a brief like backup about it. So basically I graduated high school in 2019. I was 17 at the time, and then I started college like that August. So that fall I started college. I decided to go to a community college. It was literally like 15 minutes away from my house, and I went there for 2 years and got my associates. While I was there I turned 18, and then did I turn 19? I can't remember, but while I was there I took classes to get my associates, and before you knew it, it was time for me to transfer. Now the school that I am currently at is University of Central Florida. I've always wanted to come here, but at the time when I graduated high school I personally did not feel ready to go to a university. For one, I was pretty young, and then also I felt like I didn't have like the best grades for it, because UCF is a pretty hard school in my opinion to get into. You have to have like a nice GPA, you have to be involved in, you know, clubs, organizations, and I feel like I wasn't that like well-rounded. So I didn't even try to apply. I just decided to go to FSCJ for 2 years, and it went by super fast. In the beginning I didn't really want to go to a community college because people talked so bad about it, and I feel like a lot of people like felt like, oh, if you go to a community college you're not smart enough, you're like, it's like your last option. But after going there, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. It was so many benefits. The main benefit was honestly saving a lot of money. So then when I did come here to Orlando, I had money for college, so that was nice. You guys see me looking down, I wrote notes just because I don't want to forget anything about the process and whatnot. So yeah, okay, so let's talk about the transfer process. Basically, after I got my associates from community college, I pretty much applied like a week or two after I got that to UCF. So I sent them my transcripts, I filled out like the application process, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys this now. When you are a transfer student, it is like the likelihood of getting accepted is like very high. So I wasn't concerned about getting accepted because I was coming from a community college. So usually when you transfer, the likelihood of you getting accepted, like I said, is like, you don't have to worry about not getting accepted unless you're applying to like an Ivy League school, maybe, I don't know. So I want to say it took maybe like between 3 weeks to a month to hear back from UCF. Keep in mind that I did apply to enter in fall semesters, so I think that's why it took so long. I'm pretty sure if I were to apply in the summer or in the spring, I would have heard back from them quickly, but I applied in fall, and I know that's when they get most of their applications in. So like I said, it took about 3 weeks to a month to hear back from them. So yeah, once I got my acceptance letter, the first thing I had to really focus on was obviously orientation, applying for courses, meeting my advisor, and also housing. Housing was very stressful for me, and the reason being is because I feel like I waited too late. I didn't have really like an experience, like an expanded amount of time to really apply for housing. So one of my like tips is, if you are planning on staying on campus, then like you have like, that's pretty self-explanatory. I feel like you just fill out a form, apply for housing there. But I was very set on applying for an apartment, so That was just, it was just a whole thing because I didn't know who I was staying with. I didn't know the pricing. I didn't know where, but I will say if you are looking into transferring into UCF, they have a lot of student housing options, and yeah, I just remember like, oh my gosh, I need to find a place, and I also need to find roommates that I would want to stay with. Like, I'm gonna just be blunt about that. I was very picky in that process because I don't want to just stay with random people who are messy and, you know, like not considerate and stuff like that. I definitely wanted to make sure I was staying with like a group of girls that are to my liking. I hate to say that, but it's serious. It's, you know, it's something that's important. So overall with housing, definitely look into housing as soon as you can, because for one, prices can go up, and for two, it's booked around here. UCF is a very busy area, especially in fall term. Many students are looking for housing. Many people are signing new leases. You have to definitely plan ahead for housing. With UCF housing, basically you create this profile, you put your name, your contact information, your preferences. They're basically gonna go through like this this questionnaire of like, are you a clean person, do you allow guests over, like stuff like that. So once you submit it, you basically are paired up to people that have the same interests and kind of like things that you like, just to make the process easier and to slim down the options of getting roommates. So that's what I did. Fortunately, my roommates actually reached out to me, and I think they were looking for like a third or fourth person. I think I was like the third person, and then we had to find someone else. But yeah, basically we did that, and I want to say like not even a week after we signed the lease. It was a very quick process. And I think I signed before even touring. So that's another tip. Definitely tour the place before you sign it. I was doing it based off of the internet and their Instagram. I basically just looked at pictures, and I was like, oh, like this looks like a really cute place. But 10 out of 10 recommend coming and visiting, getting a tour, and then deciding if you want to sign the lease. But thankfully I actually do like the place, so it worked out. Okay, so now let's talk about jobs. So I was working back in Jacksonville when I was in community college. It was pretty manageable. I didn't feel like it was too stressful. So my job was able to let me transfer to a location here in Orlando, Florida. So I was very happy about that, and honestly the process was pretty smooth. I basically just told my managers, my HR, like, hey, I'm leaving for college, is there any way I can transfer to a different store? And they helped me with it, and again, it was super fast, and I just put in like my availability. They worked with my schedule. I know a lot of jobs, it's kind of hard for them to work with your schedule, especially if you're a student, but like I said, thankfully my job was able to do that, and I was able to transfer and start working. I want to say I started working here in like July. Like I said, I know like transferring jobs can be super stressful. Other things that I wanted to mention were making friends, getting involved, like in joining groups and organizations on campus with being a transfer student. I also wanted to talk about meal plans and how I spend my free time, like what a day for me looks like, and basically the process of just getting situated, and how things were different for me because I didn't start here my freshman year. Making friends, it wasn't too hard for me to make friends. I feel like my roommates alone, like I got really close with one of them, so that wasn't like too difficult. It was kind of like a natural thing that happened. In terms of on-campus friends, I probably have like a couple that I can count on my fingers. I am a very like shy person when it comes to friendships, and I also am I take friendships very serious. I don't like to have short-term friendships. That really bothers me because I'm like, what was the point of us being friends if we're not going to be friends in the long run? I don't know, that's just me. I do think it's easier to make friends when you start out your freshman year in any type of college, because I feel like you're more in the same boat as them. They're also looking for friends, you're looking for friends. When you're a transfer student, it's kind of harder because I came here my junior year and I feel like everyone kind of already had their group of friends, they already had their clique and stuff like that. But luckily I have some friends who are from Jacksonville who also go here, so it wasn't too hard for me. I mean, I wish I had like a friend group to go to, but then again, I'm okay with like having just random like friends, if that makes sense. But there was a time where I was like really motivated to make friends, and then sometimes I'm like, I don't really care, like I don't know, it's like a roller coaster honestly. But as of now, like I have work friends, I transfer jobs as well, so it was very different for me, and it was difficult at certain parts, but I think I'm managing pretty good. And yeah, it's just important overall to make sure that you have a social life no matter what. Getting involved on campus, oof. So I go to events on campus that are like promoted through social media. I am not involved in any club and organization, and don't be like me. Please don't be like me. I usually go to class and then sometimes I study on campus, but more than likely I come back to my apartment because it's convenient for me. I highly encourage you, your junior year, there's even like a transfer nights club that you can join. I should have joined it. I think I was just like too afraid. I don't know, I was like, oh, like it's too much, like, but I think that's an amazing thing. I don't know how many universities have like transfer clubs and organizations, but those are literally people who are in the same boat as you, so I highly encourage that you join them. I know you guys probably hear that all the time, but there's so many benefits. Like for one, you can make friends, connections, and network with other people, so I highly encourage like joining clubs and organizations that interest you, because you never know where they're gonna lead you. Let's talk about meal plans. So I do not have a meal plan. I don't know if that's like a requirement if you're on campus. Like, I know it's not a requirement, but I'm not sure how meal plans work that much. I'm pretty sure you pay per semester, I'm assuming. I'm not sure if you are able to have a meal plan if you don't stay on campus. I really don't know. But from what I've heard from other people, meal plans are not worth it, and it really depends on how much you're gonna eat. If you know you're gonna eat 3-4 meals a day, go ahead, buy a meal plan. I don't have it because I'm able to go grocery shopping and I just cook for myself, and that's what works for me. The last thing I want to talk about briefly is finances. So I know a lot of people wonder like, how are you only working on the weekends and then also able to afford your rent, groceries, hanging out, like stuff like that. So when I was in Jacksonville at FSCJ, I was living with my parents. My parents were not charging me for staying there. So therefore I was able to literally put that money in my savings. Of course I did spend money while I was in Jacksonville, but none of that went to rent. So I was able to save a lot to come here and to like pay bills and, like I said, hang out with friends and buy stuff that I wanted. My advice on that is, if you are currently enrolled in a community college and you're not paying for rent or anything, save that money up, because it's definitely going to come into play when you go to a university. A university is more expensive, the tuition is through the roof, and then you also have housing. So definitely save up your money if you're like, take advantage of staying at home with your parents, because that's one of the things that helped me in my financial aspect today. Let's just say you have $10,000 in your bank account. Just because you have it doesn't mean you need to splurge on it. Just save your money. Like, I know it's hard, and I feel like today people kind of like romanticize like, I'm a broke college student, but like, respectfully, we're not trying to be broke over here. So definitely save your money. If it's something that you really don't need, don't buy it. Just don't. That's the only advice I can give to you guys. Just like, just be responsible with your money, because I know like, you're in college, you want to go out, you want to buy things, you want to, you know, celebrate your friend's birthday, this, that, and the other, but be responsible about it. That's the only thing that I would like advise you guys. I feel like I talked for like 30 minutes. I hope this video won't be 30 minutes. But if I didn't cover something that you guys had questions about, definitely reach out to me, comment below, ask me questions, send me a DM on Instagram if you guys have any questions, and I'll try to get to it. But I hope that I covered like the big things that you guys were wondering about. I never really did a video about this before, so I hope it's helpful. Overall, if you are looking into transferring into a university, I say go for it. Community college is definitely very different from a university, so I would definitely like recommend that you guys do transfer. Try to prepare yourself, because believe it or not, it was a big change for me. I was so used to being at home, having my mom cook for me, not paying bills, you know, like it's the small things that make a big impact. So I would definitely say try to prepare yourself. And I think the biggest thing it taught me was just how to be independent and how to kind of like learn more about myself. So I say go for it if you want to transfer. It's a lot of benefits to it. But if you are in a community college right now, definitely take advantage of the benefits for that. I hope I helped you guys make a decision. I wish you guys the best of luck. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.